KiSS.
Kiefer Sutherland, so good to see you again. How are you?
I'm really well, thanks. How are you?
Good. You look so good in a sweater. What is that? Is that cotton? You look so good in a sweater.
Oh, cheers. Well, thank you very
I
much.
wish I looked that good in a sweater.
Well, bless your heart.
Is that cotton, cashmere? What is that?
I have no idea.
Welcome home, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
What is something you look forward to most when you come home?
I think the first thing I do when I land, when I come home, and I probably should go see my mom, but I stop off at Harvey's and I get a cheeseburger.
What do you put on your burger? What's on? Do you put ketchup, mustard? What do you do?
Just lettuce, onions, tomato, double cheese, and there's something about Harvey's. I mean, I remember from grade 7 on just sneaking out of school for lunch, and it just makes me feel like I've gone back to high school.
I do want to ask you this, in your next show, it's a political show, you're going to be playing the president, and we're seeing right now in politics all these people from Hollywood and the TV and entertainment business sort of signing up to be in politics. Donald Trump trying to run for president, and now, just breaking here, Kevin O'Leary from the Shark Tank is wanting to run for federal politics. What are your thoughts on, I guess, people in entertainment trying to get into politics?
Well, that's such a different facet of entertainment than what I do. I don't do reality TV. I think to say it's been an odd political cycle for the last year would be one of the great understatements of the year. I'm watching it in bewilderment and hoping that some normalcy will come back into play. But it's certainly been something to watch.
Well, I mean, Ronald Reagan was an actor. He became president. So, I mean, if Donald Trump does become, could that be the worst thing ever?
Ronald Reagan was head of the SAG, was president of a union for almost 16 years, then was governor for 8 years, and then moved into his first presidential bid, failed, and then went for his second. That is someone who's been working for over 20-some-odd years in politics. Donald Trump has not been. It's again, I'm going to stay out of it. It's been interesting to watch, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
I have to talk to you about 24 as well. I mean, it's this headlines everywhere that 24 is coming back, and I can't imagine it without you. It's kind of like a hot dog without ketchup. How can you not be a part of this?
Well, for me, I've always said that the real star of that show was the idea, and I believe that, and I have the entire time. I think by putting that clock and that time signature on the show, they changed the genre of the thriller, and they created an aspect to it that kind of heightened it. And I've always felt that idea was incredibly strong, and that can go on forever and ever and ever. And having said that, I'm as interested to see it as anybody else, and I can't wait to watch it.
Did they offer it to you and you turned it down? Like, how did he know?
No, it was when we did the 9th season. I had been very clear that, and I'd said it publicly, that this was the last one I was going to do, and we would try and conclude that storyline, which we did our best to do. Yeah. And that was going to be that for me. And then it was the writers who had, and they always say they're done as well. And, and Howard Gordon is one of my dearest friends. And they will come up with an idea, and then they go on from there. So, again, I'm as excited to watch it and check it out as anybody else.
Last question for you. After the Oscar nominations came out, once again, the hashtag was trending, Oscars is so white. Do you think there needs to be more diversity in the Oscars and in Hollywood when giving awards?
No, I don't. And not only do I also don't believe in nationalism. I don't believe that Canadian actors should be ridiculed for going to the States to work, or vice versa. I mean, that's as silly as saying, because I'm going to be nationalistic, I'm not going to enjoy French food or Italian food or Chinese food. The arts are what the arts are, and if at one particular time the storylines and the films that are made go a certain way, then they go a certain way. And I think the Academy itself is diversified. Do I believe they are as diversified as they will be in 15 or 20 years? No. The country is changing, and that's very exciting. But I don't think you should get into the kind of... the Academy Awards is not a political show, and you should not have a representative from each community or nationality. I don't agree with that. I think people respond and vote for the films that they want to see. And if you really want to see the difference, there is really no difference. If you take a look at the People's Choice Awards, they kind of follow the same trends. So people vote for what they like to see, what's moved them and what's affected them. And I wouldn't want to take anything away from the people that were nominated. So.
Perfect. Dude, always a pleasure to talk to you. You look fantastic.
Pleasure.
I'm a huge fan. Thank you so much. Thank you.
KiSS.